right. I could not be more excited about tonight. And I know so many of you guys are as well. This was a highly requested Zoom and two highly requested speakers on this topic. So tonight is all things Instagram 101 with Morgan and KK. But I first wanted to kind of open it up and honor and edify these two ladies that you get to hear from this evening. You know, I was talking to a businessman the other day. He had asked me why I choose social media to grow a business. And I thought that was a unique question. I haven't been asked that necessarily before, but he was just so intrigued by the way that I show up on social media and the fact that that's our income. And he just thought that was so wild. So he's debating going into network marketing himself now. But I had told him just my own journey, that in the beginning, social media was just a gift to my life and a place of connection and friendship for a mom who didn't get out of the house much, you know, and I could see who was pregnant and having babies and getting married and all the things because I was at home and homeschooling and having babies and caring for Judah. So it was a place of connection and community. Later, it was a place of freedom. It was a place of vulnerability, of sharing our story and finding such an amazing journey in letting people into what had happened with Judah, and it was used for fundraisers and so much. It was like, that's how you got the word out, right? And so all the more I loved it. And of course, now it is our income and it's a ministry. I don't show up necessarily because I need connection like I did back in the day. And I don't always show up because I need prayer every day like I did in that season, but it's a place where I show up to make an impact and to like, just let people into our world and see what the Lord does. And out of that, you know, I'm looking at all these faces and my goodness, how many of us knew each other before? And if it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't know each other. Like, isn't that crazy to think? If it wasn't for this journey together and the way God has used social media to grow, not just a business. Hi, sweets. She brought me tea. Thank you. Thank you. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Sweet Addie. Good night. Love you. Love you. So anywho, I'm just so thankful, but don't we also know that social media keeps changing and growing, and it's like constantly evolving, the different trends and everything. And so several of you have reached out saying, can we learn more about Instagram, as well as asking, can we hear from KK and Morgan? Like, we just want to do that. So I cannot wait. First off, I want to say this, KK is going to go first, and watching her journey has been amazing. Hey, Ryan. Hey, neighbors. Watching her journey has been wild. And we met through Instagram. We met through a hashtag on Instagram. And yet now I consider her a dear, dear friend. But I have so loved watching her journey with the Lord, especially within this business and social media. And right now, all y'all are seeing her on the leaderboard, right? She's like enrolling people like nutso. But to know the whole ins and outs of the story, to know that she was in a slow season and seeking the Lord and trying to determine, did she even want a business? You know, like, can they add this to their plate? Was there capacity for that? Seeking the Lord, and then watching her make some very intentional steps, making it a financial investment in coaching and growing her Instagram, but not just investing in learning, but then she did what she was told to do, begrudgingly at first, if I remember correctly, and did that and was like, okay, fine, I'm going to start doing reels, right? So she starts doing what she was told to do. And it didn't happen overnight in the first day, the first week, the first month. I'm sure she'll share some of this. But then she began to see results. And I think that in and of itself is this lesson, to seek the Lord, to pull back and like get everything you need out of your dry seasons, because it's just so beautiful, the clarity that you can get in those seasons of determining, like, why am I doing this? Is the Lord in this? What does he want me to do next? And seeking wisdom, right? And then taking steps and investing in training and learning how, like, you're being led, learning the skills you need, but then doing them, not just once and not just like a quick fix remedy, but doing it consistently for long enough to see and like reap the harvest. And we have all been witnessing that happen. So I cannot wait for you to hear from KK. And then right after that, Morgan's going to wrap up. And I think the word that has been so true of Morgan from the very beginning is consistency. And if I remember the story correctly, Morgan, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the beginning, I feel like that's kind of how it started, of just the Lord asking you, would you post every day for a year? Well, you've just continued in that same consistency. It's been like the whole theme of your journey. And we see you organically showing up every day, especially on Instagram, in such a like organic way where it feels like we're just a part of your life. Like we're in the car with you after a workout with Hattie in the back in the car seat. You know, you show up sweaty and you show up beautiful for a date night and let us be a part of your date nights. You know, it's just like, we like totally feel like we all know you and live right in your backyard. So I think it's so neat that each of your journeys are unique and special, which empowers all of us to lean into our lane of what the Lord's leading for us to do. So without further ado, let me please be quiet and pass this on. KK, take it away.
Oh my goodness. I'm really excited to do this, but I'm also very nervous. Kristen knows I love Zoom so much. But I guess like she was saying, like, I want you to understand something. First of all, I hated Reels. And when I found my Instagram coach and the Lord was like, well, I had this conversation with the Lord that I was like, if I'm going to do this business, it's going to have to be through social media because I am the introvert of all introverts. I don't like people. Like, and I say like, I like some people, but I don't really like all people. And so I told the Lord, look, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen through social media. And he was on board, thank goodness. And he led me to an Instagram coach. I absolutely love her. And she challenged me to do things that were way out of my comfort zone, but I did them. I committed to following her instructions to the T, 100%. Every little detail that she told me to do with my Instagram, I did it. And I worked at it for 4 months before I had one reel that went viral, I guess you could say. And that's kind of where my page started to grow and I started to grow. I don't know, like I just started to grow. So tonight though, I want to talk about, we're jumping into Instagram and I'm going to just share some tips, tricks, ideas. Hopefully I make sense through all of this. So I want to talk a little bit about how you can create Instagram to be a place that draws people to you and works for you and works for your business instead of constantly feeling like you are reaching for enrollments every month and you're like, please, somebody just buy something from me. Like we get to this desperate place, right? And I want to help you get your Instagram flowing so that it doesn't feel so burnt out at the end of every month. And that funnel is just created and the system that just moves people through. I can tell you honestly, I don't strive for enrollments anymore. They just organically come to me, and I'm going to show you how to do that and why it's working. Before I do that though, I really, really, really want to put this on your heart and your mind tonight, that we are going to step out of comparison and we are going to do away with the yeah buts. Okay, I call this the yeah buts. Yeah, but she has a really good story. Yeah, but she has a following. Yeah, but she's a pastor's wife. Yeah, but she has influence. Okay, step out of the yeah buts. Whether you have 100 followers or 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers, the systems are the same. And you have influence over every one of those people, okay? You have influence if you believe you are influential. That is key to all of this, all right? Okay, so enough of that. First off, can you tell? I'm like so excited but so nervous all at the same time. All right, first off, we're gonna talk about how do we attract qualified leads to our Instagram account. In social selling, we hear this word, I don't know if you do or not, but in all the trainings that I'm doing, books that I'm reading, I hear qualified lead. Okay, what the heck is a qualified lead and why do we want them? So a qualified lead is someone who has been watching your reels, they've been watching your stories, they've seen your posts, and they reach out to you. Whoa, like what a novel idea, right? somebody reaches out to you instead of you chasing them. This is amazing. I don't know about you, but when I first started, I was just like, who can I message? Who can I talk to? Who can I share with? Because I was so dang excited about what the products were doing for me, for my health, that I wanted to share. But I also found myself being completely burnt out at the end of every month. And I didn't like that. So how do we create qualified leads? How do we bring people to us who are like, I like her, I like what she's sharing, I like what she's selling. And I want you to get out of your mind right now this whole like sharing versus selling. We talk about we share, we don't sell, but guess what? We sell, okay? We do, we just do. We love products, we sell them, we share them, we sell. And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to sell. Social selling right now, or social marketing, network marketing is blowing up, and it's blowing up because of social platforms like Instagram, like Facebook, like TikTok, of all things. Yes, I just started a TikTok account like 2 days ago. So weird. We're gonna just play around with that one and see if we can move some business that way. But 2022 is the year of social sellers. This is exploding, and we all know what's been going on in the world. COVID, it's kept people home. It's kept people looking for jobs for various reasons. So you have people out there who are not just looking for the products, but they are also looking for the business opportunity. So don't be shy about sharing the business along with the products. Anyway, first thing we're going to talk about is your Instagram bio. If you have your phone, or if you're on your phone and you need to swipe over to your Instagram, do that right now. I'm going to try to screen share. Oh, shoot. It says only Krista can share in this meeting. Okay, I'm not going to screen share. No worries. I'll just talk it through. So if you look at your Instagram profile, the first thing you're going to see, this is the first thing somebody sees. No, it only lets Krista. My husband's trying to help me figure out how to screen share.
Can I do that for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
just if you're the host, you might be able to now.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Never mind. So if you look at your profile, it's called your bio, your Instagram bio, and this is the first thing that you are going to see. How do I switch over?
Just hold it up. You can't. You don't have sharing permissions.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys see this? I'm going to try to make it dimmer. Can you see that? Yes, no? Okay. This is your Instagram bio, all right? The first thing we want to look at is your bio picture. We want this picture to be clear. We want it to be of you or your family if you are sharing a family account. This is not, we don't want this to be your cat or your car or a flower or a random icon, okay? We want to see your face, and people want to see your face. That's how they're going to connect to you. So if right now you have some random object as your profile picture or no profile picture at all, do yourselves a favor and put your pretty little face on your profile picture. Make it clear, make it visible. You don't want like you standing really far away. Put you in the forefront. The next thing you're going to see, hopefully you can see this. These little words, all these words right here, this is your bio. This explains who you are and what you're sharing about on your page. I like to have my name on there because people just really connect with a person. And then the things underneath are called your niche. How many of us have heard of the word niche? I used to say niche because like we had a niche, and now it's all fancy and we're saying niche. So niche it is, because we're in the Instagram world. How many of you know your niche? Anyone? Everyone? Nobody? Kind of? Sort of? I see some sort of head nods. All right. If you have a pen and a paper, this is what I want you to do right now. You're going to write really quickly 8 to 10 things that you either like, you think you could talk about, you do daily, you enjoy, you find fascinating, something that just feels good to you, to be like something you're constantly looking up. So really quickly, 8 to 10 things right now. Everybody write it down. And if you don't have 10, that's okay. Oh, what happened? Oh, there we are. Sorry. All right. Hopefully everybody has at least some. Okay. So now I want you to look at these 8 to 10 or however many you made it through. Maybe it's just 5. And I want you to cross 3 things off that maybe aren't your top picks. Just cross them off. We're gonna narrow down this list to 3 to 5. So just keep narrowing down until you're at about 3 to 5 of these topics that feel really genuine to you. If you want, we can make this super fun. You could type your niches in the chat. Throw a few ideas out there. So maybe some others grab some ideas of maybe what you are sharing or what you're writing down. Okay. Do we all have some niches? Yes. Yeah, kind of. Yes. Large family life. I like that. Yes. Foster mom, cooking, Jesus follower. Spike ball wannabe. That was awesome. Tiny living, functional fitness. I love the tiny living. That's awesome. Prayer warrior, mommy. Okay. So this is what I want you to really think about when we're talking about a niche. We need to really zone in on what that is. We don't want it to be too overly generic. Okay. So for an example, if I said, oh, I love plexus. Plexus is my niche. I'm going to share about plexus every day. Okay. That's too broad. We want to bring that in. We want to narrow it down. So maybe you want to talk about gut health specifically. Maybe like for me, I focus heavily on Lyme disease, chronic illness, and how plexus has helped me in that because that was a part of my life for so many years. So you really want to narrow your niche down. So if you're like, oh, my niche is being a mom. I'm a mom every day. I do this job really well. Okay. Still too broad. You need to narrow that down. What do you do or what do you love about motherhood that you could really zone in on? Oh, sorry, I'm falling. All right. Morgan's laughing at me. That's okay, Morgan. It's all good. Okay, so why is a niche important or why are niches important? Okay, I feel like, and I'm sure other people can relate, it's so much easier to talk about specific things on your Instagram than just anything and everything. When you're talking about everything under the sun, it gets really overwhelming. People get lost. They're not going to be hyper focused and you're not going to be attracting those qualified leads. Okay. You want to attract the right type of people to you by what you share. How you share your niche. 3 ways. Your stories. Your stories are what bring, like Morgan does this really well, bring people into your everyday. She shows her workouts. She shows mom life. She shows being a pastor's wife. Like those are her things. You know very well that this is what Morgan does. And I want to follow her because I like what she is sharing, right? Your niche in your stories. And sometimes in stories, you can like share a little more of random stuff. But stories is where selling happens. And when you are sharing your story genuinely, and each and every one of you have a story that is so unique to you. You may not think you have some miraculous healing journey, story, whatever. Okay, get that out of your brain. You have a story that is unique to you. You are created to be you uniquely. Share you. Show your face in your stories. I cannot say this enough. Show up in your stories. I know it can feel so scary that first time that you're like, I'm talking to a phone. I see myself. This is very weird. And I don't know what's happening. And do I dare even post this? Is there something in my teeth? Someone's going to comment something negative. All these people are going to hate me. Okay. I know it can be very scary, but it really is not, because honestly, most people are skipping through your stories like this. They're not even listening to half of what you say. They're reading your captions. I'm just going to throw that out there because we get so caught up in like, oh, what are people going to think? Be real, be you, be genuine, and sell in your stories. And then I'm not talking about copy paste. Like, we're not going to keep copy pasting the same post that everybody's posting. Okay. There's these graphics and, oh, there's such pretty graphics. And I'm going to copy paste. Yes, some days it's necessary because we're busy and we're tired and we need to get something out there to show people that we are still doing this. Don't do it every day. You show you with your products, show you using your products, tell your story. Why do you love this product? What has it done for your hair? What has it done for your nails? What has it done for your kids' eczema? What has it done for your energy as a mom? Okay. Take a little blip of it, and then you can share like a picture of the product. Show your face, share your story, share the product in a picture afterwards. I would really, really like to reiterate using stories as a place to connect with the people who are currently following you. Okay. No one is going to see your story who isn't following you. Use stickers, use the polls, use question boxes. These can all be found. I'm supposed to be screen sharing right now, but I'm not. These all are found within your, how do I say this? In your stories, you can click this little box and it will bring up a whole bunch of stickers. I get this question all the time. How do I add a poll? How do I add a question box? How do I do this? Play around with your Instagram. That's all I can say. This is the best way to learn. Play around with it. Click buttons, see what it does, see where you can post stuff, and you'll figure it out. Also, there are hundreds of YouTube videos that will teach you how to use Instagram features like stories, reels, posts. It will teach you everything. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. So share your niche in your stories. Share your niche in your reels. Who's made a reel? Has anyone made their first reel, second reel, 100th reel? Okay, share your niche in your reel, and you can switch up your niches. So if you have 3 to 5 things that you really like doing, I like focusing on 3 just because it's easier for me. Switch it up. So like, I like to share the business. I like to share the products or healing journeys. I like to share our adventures, and just switch it up. You can play around with your niches. Do a post about, like for me, like do a post about hiking. I'll do a reel about Lyme disease, and I'll make stories about whatever it is. Okay, you can switch it up within your niches, but stick with your specific niches. Don't try to like do a million things. I hope that makes sense. So stories and reels, and I'm not going to get into reels. Reels is a whole Zoom all on its own, so I'm not going to get into those. If you want to learn how to do reels, look up Pink Sparrow Social on Instagram. She will teach you everything you need to know about reels, how to make them, how to do transitions. Pink Sparrow Social, she's great. She does a really good job at teaching how to do reels. So there's that. And then the last thing is posts. Share your niche in your posts. Posts are for like, okay, so stories are for selling to people who are already following you and bringing them into your daily life. Reels are for reaching people who don't even know you exist yet. Okay, your reels are going to reach new followers. This is why it's so important to be making reels. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just throw a reel out there and see what happens. Okay. One of the great things right now is Instagram is doing away with hashtags being important. So no stress, yay, we don't have to worry about hashtags. Should you still use them? Sure. I only ever use like 3 to 5, sometimes 7 hashtags total ever. They are moving away from people using hashtags to more of an SEO platform, which is search engine optimization. So they are going to show you to people based on the text that is on your reel. So you want to make sure the text that is showing up on your reel pertains to your niche. I hope that makes sense. You know, like if I'm making a gut health reel, I really want to put gut health somewhere in the text of my reel so that the search engine finds that, the algorithm pushes it out. Anyway, little blip there. And then, sorry, posts. Okay, posts. The one thing I really want to say about posts is this. Do not, I will give you a do not post a random product picture and then copy and paste from the info page of what that random picture product can do for somebody. Okay, it's impersonal, it's going to tank your engagement, and it's going to do nothing for the people following you. All right, now if you want to take information from the info page and throw that in to the context of your post with you holding a bottle or you holding the pills or show your face, okay? Or the bottle in front of your kids or whatever it is, okay? Then make it really personal to you, to your journey, to your story, to why are you using it? Why do you like this product, okay? So no more just like plain product posts with just the product and a bunch of info, all right? Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Does anyone have questions up to this point? I feel like there might be questions and I don't know what happened to my screen, but I cannot see everybody. If you have a question, you could like go ahead and unmute yourself. Do you know?
I can fix it.
Do you know how to
from
make it so I can see everyone?
here. Yeah, I think I might be able to fix it from here. Multiple participants can share.
Sorry, guys.
All right,
Oh, now I
check it
see
out.
everybody.
Now I
Okay.
think you can share.
If you have a question, raise your hand or just unmute yourself and ask your question. And let's see if we can just answer a few questions before I
Look,
move on.
You can share. There you go.
Oh, it's okay. Anyone? I know you have questions. I just like fire hosed you with Instagram 101. Like, I think so. Anyone? Nobody has a question? You guys are Instagram pros? Oh, round of applause. I'm so proud of all of you. This is so good. What? Anyone?
There's some in the chat. So somebody said, is it better to share low quality reels while learning or wait to post them until they're actually good? She's
That's a great
perfectionist
question.
in recovery.
Just post it. It doesn't matter how good it is, just post it. This is how you learn. My first post was me filling up a cup of water with pink drink. I mean, who does that? I don't know. Like, but I did, and I shared it, and it wasn't great. Okay, like just post the reel, no biggie. How often should we share? How often should you share? You should be making a reel every day. I know that's not fun, but one reel a day. You can post as many times as you want. Honestly, there is no cap on posting anymore. Instagram does not care. So you could make a reel, you could make a regular post, and have like, you could have 5 posts in a day and they don't care. Okay, you're just going to reach more people that way. That can be a lot of work. I personally will post a reel in the morning, and if I feel like making like a grid post, I'll do it in the evening. Oh, tell them about batch creating reels. Okay, this is good. And I think Morgan was gonna touch on this. Were you gonna touch on this? Okay, I'll let Morgan talk about it when she gets there. Okay. Any more questions? I am sorry, I don't read here. Go ahead, Annie.
How long do you take to edit each reel that you make? Because I know you do a lot of ones with text and you have to like individually go in and do it based on like timing.
Yeah.
How long do you take? Because I feel like it takes me forever.
Yeah, so when I batch create reels, I don't have any text planned when I make my reels. I just go in and do the motions. A lot of mine are just like pointing, which I don't know why people love that so much, but they do. So I just point to the music, or I do just like something to the music. And then when I'm ready to make a reel post, that's when I'll add the text. And it only takes me probably 5 minutes to add text
Okay.
to a reel.
And then follow-up question on that. So when you're making how do you find the sounds that you use?
Okay.
You have like you follow to get the sounds and then you just make reels to those sounds, or do you find the sounds on your own?
Yeah. So what I do is down at the bottom of your Instagram, when you click on reels.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see if this works. Oh, it worked. Okay. Ta-da-da. Can you guys see my phone? Okay. So right here, I'm going to click down here.
I don't want to hear that. Because first of all, how do you know? How do you know that that's true?
So you click
I
down
don't want
at
to hear
this
that.
bottom.
Because
can we skip to
This
I don't want to hear
bottom,
that.
that's
Because
not
first of
helping.
all,
Pause. Sorry. I'm so bad at this. Okay, that didn't help. So down at the bottom of the Instagram page, there's a little play button. Click that, and then you just like scroll. I just scroll. This is hilarious. I'm cracking myself up. Just scroll. If anyone can do Instagram, like, it's not me. So everyone can do this. Click the little play button, and I just scroll through sounds. And you just pick a sound that you like. There's oftentimes a little arrow in the bottom corner. It's called trending sounds. They're hit and miss lately. Like, a lot of trending sounds aren't even doing well on reels, and some people are just bypassing them and doing their own sounds. What I will say is that Instagram has exploded so much since COVID, and people are all jumping on reels, that when you join a trending sound, you can get lost. So sometimes it's a good idea to just mix it up and do a non-trending sound so that you're unique and you stand out and you get seen just as much as if you are doing a trending sound. So hopefully that makes sense. I just scroll through reels, and if I like a sound, I click save audio, save it to my audio, use it later. You guys. I'm like, okay, go ahead, Annie.
Okay. So as a more young person, I also have the TikTok. And I feel like the trends of Instagram follow TikTok. And what's on TikTok right now is more people telling stories.
Yes.
And less trending sounds.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you think that Instagram is kind of going more that way and it will be like more of a mix, or what you think about.
Yeah, so Instagram is moving away from being a photo platform. They used to be very photo heavy, like pretty pictures and captions, and they want to be known as a video platform. So yes, things that are really going to help: jumping on live on your Instagram, doing lives, and doing reels. And then I think, like she said, over on TikTok, it's a lot of just people having commentary of doing something. And I think eventually that's going to come over and be a thing on Instagram, which is kind of cool, because reels can get tedious, and like, how many times do I have to point in the air? I don't know, but just do it. Like, just do it now. Just do it now. Christy, you're laughing at me. I see you. You know how much I love reels, like, so much, right? Okay. Is there any other questions? Anyone? Okay, good. All right. I'm just going to touch a little bit on a few more things, and I'm going to send it over to Morgan. So you've made the reel, you've made the post, you've shared the stories with the poll buttons, and people are responding, people are commenting, people are messaging you. This is the goal, right? You get that first message in your inbox, you get a comment, someone responds to your story. What do? Do you just like, for the first, I was like, what do I do? Like, now what do I do? You want to reply to every single comment. If someone is commenting a heart on your reel, comment something back, okay? You want to respond to every comment, every message, and every story interaction. This is going to boost your engagement. This is going to boost you on the algorithm, but it's also going to help you start finding qualified leads, yay, and potentials. So what I do is when I receive a message or a comment, I have a funnel system that I just funnel people into. And this is how I have enrolled 13 people a month for the last 7 months. I can't even. I don't know what to do with that. But this is what's happening. They're commenting on a reel or a post or a story. And I respond to them with the same thing. Like I basically do the same thing with everybody. And I'm gonna just pull this up so I can see it. I will respond. Usually they're commenting on one of my gut health reels. So I'll respond with something like, hi, thanks for your comment on my reel. Gut health is so important. I use several supplements from a company called Plexus, total game changer for my health. Can you tell I've done this a few times? I've said this to a lot of people. Here's a quick video of the triplex, which is what I started with. And then I just kind of like send them a picture of the triplex or a video of the triplex. I tell them what it does, like weed seeds and feeds your gut. And then I always end every response to a comment or a message in my inbox. And by the way, like I don't put this on my reel comments. Like when they message me or comment on my reels, I'll say like, I'll send you a message or I'll send you some info, and then I get them into my DMs. Does that make sense? Don't put all of this info in the comments on your reels. Just don't do that. You want to pull people into your DMs and create a relationship. Okay. Chris is like, yes. Okay. So I always end every message initially with a what question. This is very important because if you just leave it as like, here's a triplex video, let me know what you think, you are never going to hear from them again. Although like some people might, but most likely no. Okay. So this is what we call closing the sale. And I will leave it with a question like, tell me a little bit about what you're struggling with, or what is it in my reel that sparked your interest, or what specific health goals or concerns are you dealing with right now that that you would like to address. Okay. You always want to leave it with a question so that they respond to you. They actually respond to you. And most people will tell you like, I'm dealing with this, that, or the other, anxiety, depression. I'm dealing with whatever it is they're dealing with. Okay. After they share with you what they're dealing with, you want to validate how they're feeling. You want to validate what they just shared with you. So I'll say something like, oh, wow, I can, how do I say this? Hold on. I just be like, oh, wow, it sounds like you're dealing with a lot right now. I bet that feels super frustrating. Okay. Validate that they're struggling, validate that they're having a hard time with something. People don't want you to be like, oh, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. You should do this. Doesn't feel great, right? So validate how they're feeling. And then I'll say something like, it sounds like Plexus could really help you, and we just start a conversation. And a lot of times it just comes organically, just based on what they're sharing, but validate their pain point. Let them know that you're a real person, they're a real person. For a while, I was doing voice messages back to people, but Instagram has sort of changed how long a voice message will stick around, and a lot of people were losing them and not hearing them and not responding. So if you've been doing a lot of voice messages and people aren't getting back to you, it might just be because they've disappeared, unfortunately. So I've started going back to typing things out, which isn't as personal as hearing somebody's voice, but honestly, people have told me like they would rather read a text that I had written out than have to go back and listen to a voice message over and over and over. Anyway, so then once we validate their pain point, basically, and we share with them like what products might be a good fit for them. And to be honest, in the last 7 months, I don't think I've started anyone on anything other than triplex. It just works. And triplex is what I started with. And I think that's just what I relate to the most. I've had a few people like do collagen from my stories, but overall, triplex is the root of our program. It's where I think everyone should start. I think it's what everybody needs, regardless of what they're dealing with. And I think it's going to address a lot of problems that people are struggling with. If they have like, deeper health issues, I'll probably recommend like Ease or X Factor or my other two that I will recommend to people. But triplex is kind of where it's at. And I funnel everyone to triplex, and I've got pretty good results from everyone just being on triplex. And then later on, you can introduce other products to them, like, I don't know, based on like what they're sharing, or if they're like, well, I'm still struggling with inflammation or pain in my joints, and I'll be like, oh, you might want to try Ease or collagen. You just kind of, it's just all so like organic in your conversations. I don't know, it's not really something I don't know how to teach. You just have to be confident in what you're sharing and helping people with their problems, I guess. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So once we like find their pain point and I recommend products and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to go, then I just give them the ordering instructions and funnel them to Plexus website, and they order, and hurrah. And that's done. But not really done, because after they order is where the real work starts. I love doing follow-up. Follow-up is probably one of my favorite things. I'm not super consistent at it all the time, but I do love following up with people, because that's where you start to see the changes that people are experiencing. So follow-up is key. Do your follow-up. And then in that first follow-up is where I will share a little bit about the Plexus business, the opportunity to make some money to cover the cost of their products, but also the opportunity to run with this as a business, which is pretty rad. So don't be afraid to share the business along with the products. And do that in your stories and your reels and your posts as well. Like, don't just share products, start sharing what the business has done for you, why you love it, the community, the money, whatever it is that you love about the business. There you go. I think I covered a whole lot, and I'm sorry if it was too much. I'm going to pass it over to Morgan, and yeah.
I loved it, KK. I could literally just sit here and listen to you talk and show us all your Instagram things. So good. And I just don't even know why I'm on here. Like, she just covered everything. And it's so sweet, but really I think I'm on here for Mariel Tate, because she's my biggest fan, and she's always like, Morgan, your reels are the best. So this is for you, girl. But really, I want to take the load off of your back. There are practical tips. You can do training, and I think nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you feel stuck, you need to do something about that. KK invested in what she knew she needed to do. It took her a little bit to get there. She started applying that, because I think you can do all the courses, but if you don't apply in your weak spots or do the things that make you uncomfortable, nothing is going to change in those areas. So I think that's a huge thing to note, that she invested in her business, applied it to her business, and then she's seen success from there. For me personally, my success has come from showing up consistently. I've always been a pretty consistent person. Krista called me out on it in the beginning, but when I commit to something, I'm going to do it, almost to a fault, right? So I had this thing in my head, I'm going to do a reel a day for 30 days. Okay, well, it's been many more than 30 days and I've missed a day here or there, but for the most part, I've tried to just post reels daily. You can probably go to my Instagram and notice my reels are not professional. The lighting is not always good. My words, like my lip syncing, needs a little bit of work, but they get traction. Okay. I've had one viral reel. I don't even know what is considered a viral reel, but I'm pretty sure 1 million views is a viral reel. And I was terrified, guys, because it wasn't even something I wanted to go viral for. At that point, I was like, is it like Enneagram 2, Enneagram 9-ish to like delete your viral reel? Because this was not what I wanted attention for. Oh gosh, I was terrified. But it shows that consistency will pay off. You don't know what will take off. Okay, everybody's like, what was your reel about? It was a silly video of me, Jenna, and Xander on an airplane, and it became a political statement. Apparently everybody was fighting about masks on my reel, and it blew up, and all we were doing was being silly, like pretending to put our masks up and down. That's all the whole thing was, okay? So have fun with the reels. I'm going to try to get on my Instagram. I was going to screen share, but I'm on my computer and I feel like this is better. So especially because of the sound, I didn't even think of that. So here's what I do in my IPA. Here's Dom, little Jenna's husband. Every day I spend, I don't know, 10 minutes, and there is a huge glare. Let's see. I'm going to be dark here for a minute because I don't have very much light in here. Still glare? Nope. Okay, coming up. So right here in the middle of your Instagram is a little play button. Every day, maybe most days, I click on this play button and reels pop up here. This is like the trending things that are coming, or just random ones like KK's saying. I don't know that there's really a rhyme or a reason. So what I do is I just watch some reels like this, and maybe I like this one, okay? If I like this one and I want to do it, I just click down here, and this is going to be this audio, and I hit use audio if I want to do it right then, okay? Maybe I don't want to do it right then. There's a save audio on the top. So I have a ton of these audios saved, okay, to do when I'm ready to do them. Right now, I'm literally in my gym clothes, makeup from yesterday, probably not going to do a whole lot of reels right now. But if I go on a date night or I'm dressed ready for church that day, I do like 10 reels at a time, okay? I have audios saved. I'm going to take 30 minutes. My reels are like 5 seconds. So then when I'm ready to do them, I go to my Instagram. There's 3 lines up here. Click on that. There's a little thing that's like a flag. Are you guys able to see this? Kind of. Okay. No, Melissa's saying no and Krista's saying yes. So some of you can see it and some of you can't. Okay. So if you go to those, I don't know what I just said, something about COVID. Okay. If you go to these 3 lines up here, you click on that. Okay, now you see all these things. I hit this, you can't really read it, but trust me, it says saved and there's a banner there, okay? So when I click on saved, I can see any audio that I've saved, any posts that I've saved, and something my kids did down there. Don't know what that group is. Okay, so then I click on the audio, and I think actually Chelsea or Jenna did this.
Oh, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me.
A sound.
Oh, that'll do.
That's a sound I have saved. It's 8 seconds, okay? I don't have any idea what I'm gonna do in that reel, but I have it saved, okay? Tons of them, okay? There's another one. So make sure you're saving those. And then I have a bunch saved right here. Okay. Some of them are in the same outfit, and then others I change. I think that these 1, 2, 3, 4, I did all at the same time. I'm just in different outfits. Okay. So it looks like to other people that I did them at different times. Oh, back on. Okay. So that is one thing I do. I am in my stories all the time, trying to let people in my life, but that doesn't mean I have my phone right there all the time. So I want you guys to guard your family time, to guard your date nights, to guard your time with your kids. So when we had snow, right? You don't get snow very often here. I wanted that to be captured in my stories. So for the first 5 minutes of playing with my kids in the snow, I had my phone out. Then I put it up. Then once we built the snowman and all the things, we played for 2 hours, I got it back out, took a picture of the snowman and my kids. So I'm being intentional of pockets, but allowing people to get in my life. So I did want to say that. It might look like I'm on my phone all of the time, but I don't have it right there. And you need to be in the moments, guys. We didn't join this thing to not be in the moment. So I do want to put that out there. I also probably don't see a lot of your guys' stuff. Why? Because that's not really the market I'm there for. I might happen on some things, or if I go to our engagement thing, I'm going to be intentional and reach out to those people who asked me to engage. But for the most part, I'm possibly clicking on a hashtag and engaging with people who also have the same things, interests that I have, okay? Or I'm going through my stories every once in a while and getting in the DMs, because that's stuff that's gonna boost my algorithm. But for the most part, I'm in and out. So people will say, oh, did you see so-and-so? No, actually I didn't. I don't even see my husband's posts sometimes. And he comes home and he's like, did you see that dream I posted? I'm like, sorry, send it to my text message. I'll get it right away, because I do pay attention to your text messages, boo, but I'm not always on social media like that. But it's caused offense before, because people are like, you're on social media all the time. It's really not true. So don't think that because Morgan's always showing up that I'm on social media all the time. Probably on social media, maybe an hour throughout the entire day. So make sure that you prioritize what you're doing, because your business is on social media, but don't let it take over your life, and make sure you're setting clear boundaries. Or maybe you're doing school with your kids. Take a picture real quick and then put it away and be right there with your kids. What else did I say? Add value to other people. This is something I'm working on myself, because before, guys, my social media outlets were like my photo albums. They were like how I was going to save things, how I was letting my family know what we were doing. And now social media platforms are highlighting those who are adding values to others. So KK did a beautiful job talking about narrowing down your niche. I also used to call it a niche too, but what really makes your heart tick? What will not feel like a job if you continue to research about it, post about it? So for me, I'm like, well, parenting, because that's where I am. And you know what? The enemy really came hard after me, because I'm like, well, my kids aren't grown. People are going to judge me, all the things, had all the excuses. But I'm like, no, I'm learning about biblical parenting and I'm super passionate about it. So I'm going to go there. Why? Because it's not burdensome to me. I'm already reading Shepherding a Child's Heart. I'm already reading all the articles about what does the Bible say about training my kids. So as you can tell, that makes my heart tick. And I'm going to share that with other people, because there's a whole slew of people who want to also learn about that thing, right? Gentle parenting is huge right now, biblical parenting, all the parenting, different niches are out there. And so that's what I'm going to post about. I'm very passionate about fitness, exercise, specifically HIIT workouts, running. And that links very closely with plexus, right? Parenting links very closely with plexus. So that's how I'm going to go into the social selling part is, well, my hormones got balanced. That made me a whole lot better mama and a whole lot better wife when I did that. I'm going to talk about our kids line, because my kids love it. My son shook up a kids drink and hydrate and took it to basketball. So that is in my life. So the farther we can get away from salesy ads, copying and pasting from the info page, like KK talked, and the more we can just incorporate it into our everyday, people are going to be like, I am like her. And so I might need what she has. She seems like she's a pretty happy mama. She seems like she can do a whole lot of things, right? So that's what I'm allowing people to see in my life and come alongside that. So when I post about my pink drink, they're like, wait a minute, tell me about this for a minute, because you're telling me that I'm going to be able to be a calmer mama. Yeah, let me tell you what happened to me 5 years ago. And we go into my story and it seems natural and organic. So that's what I want everybody to think about after this call. Think about all those amazing tips that KK gave us to practically get the information out there on social media. And when you're doing those things, don't worry about being perfect. I am right there with you, Morgan. Recovering perfectionist. Like, I didn't want to do the reels because I would look back and I'd be like, oh my gosh, my eye twitched at the last half a second. I have to redo the whole thing. Forget it. The less perfect it is, probably the better, honestly. And then there are going to be beautiful accounts, like Christy can make all the pretty graphics and do all the amazing logos. That's awesome. So that is really what I wanted to end with, is stay in your lane, guys. I watched Super Saturday. Janelle Johnson was up there and I was stressed out after. I'm just going to be really honest. I was like, I am a little bit stressed from all that information, and I need to go home and pray about this, because I want to do things with excellence. I want to give it my all, but I'm always really big, you guys know this, about staying in your lane, staying in the grace that God gave you. So some of you are going to watch Super Saturday, you're going to watch her and you're going to feel so empowered, and now you're going to have the to-dos to go and run and do that. For me personally, God was like, you don't need to worry about any of that. I've never once worried about algorithm. I don't look all this stuff up. I had zero idea hashtags were going out. So I still have 15 hashtags on my thing. So praise God, I can stop doing that. I don't worry about that. But what I do worry about is setting a plan, staying consistent, and doing what God tells me to do. So I felt very deeply convicted. Like, that's not you, Morgan. That's not going to be your part of your business. I want you to post when I want you to post. I want you to post what's on my heart for your network and to run there. So I don't want you guys to use those kinds of things as an excuse. I want you to pray and ask the Lord, what does my business look like? Is Instagram something I need to learn and steward well because my business is going to have that avenue like KK's? Or maybe it's not, and you're an in-person person. Maybe there's different ways and things that you need to learn and grow. But what I do want you to do is steward your business well, get in the areas that you need to learn, apply what you're learning, and stay in the grace that God has given you and your business. You're here for a reason. So you want to learn, you want to grow. So do the things, learn, grow. But if you're feeling burdened, stretched, tapped out, it's not enjoyable to you, let's figure out where your lane of grace is and stay there, and then work hard there. Okay. I think that's everything. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Nope. Good. KK, thank you so much. So very much. I guess the last thing I would also say is follow accounts. Yeah, accounts. Follow accounts like KK's. Follow accounts that are doing things well and learn from them, but don't be a copy and paste of them, because people want to see the real, genuine, authentic you. I know when I get in a busy season and I'm copy and pasting, or what's this like thing called when you do this and you're just like screenshot, when you're screenshotting all the things and using those, I get way less engagement and honestly way less sales every single time. I steward my business well, I'm in it and allowing people into my life. That's when you're getting these qualified leads that KK talks about. So follow accounts that you can learn from. Brock Johnson, Chanel Johnson, Pink, somebody that KK said. What's the name of the account? KK, they might be talking about your account. Can you drop your Instagram hashtag in the chat? Yeah, but follow those people and you guys will do well. If you go to my account, I don't even know what my account is, honestly. It's Blessed Mama for Life, I think, and there's an underscore somewhere. But look at my reels. They're nothing special, but some of them get 10,000 views. Some of them get 2,000 views. Some of them, they're all over the place. But the thing is, people are engaging with them. And we can also be intentional as a team and engage with one another. Okay, so throw it in the engagement there. I feel like, hey, I just made my first reel. I'm really nervous. Go comment on it. We would be overjoyed to do that for you guys. That's what we're here for. So I'm just gonna pray us out real quick, and y'all can have a good night. I don't want to keep you much past 10 o'clock over here Eastern time. God, we just thank you so much for the ability to use social media platforms to grow our family, to bring in financial freedom, and even help others find the health freedom that we found ourselves. God, we just ask that you would just burden our hearts, God, and allow us to flow in the grace that you've given each of us. I pray for creative ideas, for even just favor in our businesses, God, and favor to steward the time in a day that you give us well. God, I bless each person on this call and each person that will watch it. We ask that you would just give us health, peace, and love, and extend your precious spirit into each of our families' lives and into each of our homes. We love you. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. Be blessed. Thanks for hopping on and chatting with us. Have a great night.